So we will invite Adil Raisouni to give the presentation on the Innovation Gateway Tanger Med PCS development perspectives. Adil is the Port Community System Manager at Tanger Med. He's a seasoned IT and business expert with over 24 years of dedicated experience in the realms of information technology, logistics, and related industries. Please, Adil.
Hi, everybody. Welcome again to Tanger Med. We are very happy to host this event. So today, we're going to talk about the Tanger Med development perspectives. We have had presented the Tanger Med PCS in previous events. So now we're going to talk about the future. So actually, to have an overview of our development perspectives, there are many fields where we try to, first we will talk about the main business areas at Tanger Med. We have the maritime, we have the import, the export, the hinterland. We also have a free zone and industrial, free logistics and industrial zones, and the finance sector, of course. In numbers, Tanger Med, we have 88 interconnected systems. We have 5,000 economic operators, 10,000 average daily operation per day, and 50,000 average number of electronic messages exchanged per day. This is the Tanger Med in numbers, digital numbers. Our main trajectory covers many goals in order to transform the Tanger Med PCS from being solely a facilitator of port operations into a comprehensive for optimization and service providing center. The different fields are diversification of services, adjacent businesses, innovation and technology such as blockchain and AI, facilitating trade exchanges, increasing traffic and revenue, customer-centric approach, digital corridors for fast important export, shared value, sustainability, which is a very important issue at Tanger Med, data management, of course, productivity improvement, and partnership and collaborations. We will talk about in detail about these subjects. One of our main solutions that we want to use in order to optimize the port time operations and invest in sustainability is the just-in-time mechanism that we implemented in order to optimize the port call management. We already had the priority management systems for the vessels in the port and the firm booking. We added to that the just-in-time optimization. The just-in-time concept is used to describe a ship that has sailed to the port with the least amount of bunker fuel consumed, but still arriving in time. So optimizing the fuel and arriving on time. So we have reduced congestion and traffic in the anchorage area because the vessels arrive just when they will be served. We have cost saving for the fuel, reduced emissions and pollutants, better capacity planning to service the different vessels, and improved safety, of course. Yes? Okay.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for one flash to share with you the experience of Tanger Med in just in time. So I will detail some figures focused for the harbor masters for activity as for concerning the member of the vessel called our port. And after I will give you all idea about how we have implemented the strategy of the protocol optimization in our port. So our port was launched in 2007. So our port is located in the Strait of Gibraltar, which is an endowment for our port because it's located on zero deviations, but the service for the port, it's also very important. This is why Tanger Port Authority was focused about the service of the vessel, as the vessel is the factor most important for the port industry. So, and also the partner needs. This is when we started the operations in Tanger. So we started with the data-driven, that we collect all informations of all details, because the just-in-time, in my perspective, it must be customized. It must be customized for the ports according the configurations of the port, also according the activity. So this is when we started the digital informations with one that we understood all delay in the vessels in our ports, and we started to implement digital solutions. So, and to be focused to change with the operations with the informations with the terminal, which is very important for us. But we need that to have reliable informations in order to have predictability in our ports. This is why our digital solution is connected with the service provider, with the vessel traffic service, also with the terminals, in order to share all informations in the real time. And we consider that the call process is starting from the purchasing till the sailing, also the productivity. This is why it is very important to have exchange with the information with the terminal. Versus all that we have like a cluster with the terminals are working before when the port started in 2007. That is lack of the informations, because terminal understand that if you keep the informations, it's more competitive. But after when we have the transparency in our port, that the all terminals can manage well the planning of the terminal and can manage well the human resources in the terminal and also the planning of the vessels. So our solution is connected also with the vessels, which is very important because we must have a direct communications with the vessels, as that we are connected with ECDIS or NAVI. And after we understand that it is not enough for our port, so we are connected also with the fleet operators. And now we are working with that one that we need to have more reliable informations and more pushed informations in order to have more reliable predictability and the best scenario for the maneuvering of the port. So the solution and the implementations of just-in-time in our port. So I will return to some figures. So in 2017, even that the port hosted only 2,500 container vessels, but the waiting time, it is around 17 hours for the vessels. Currently, in 2023, even that we have hosted more than 4,500 vessels, the waiting time is only 8 hours. And it's the same story for the anchorage, as you see in this slide. The anchorage in 2017, more than 800 vessels have used the anchorage area, and the waiting time is around or the journey in the anchorage area is the average is more than 18 hours, and actually only 140 vessels have used our anchorage area. So this statistic shows that our just-in-time it's working, and we are we are going in the good way. So this is, of course, that we for the sustainability of our activity, it is very important because the partners need, the fleet operations need that we can reduce the consumptions of the fuel, can plan the vessel before the arrival of the vessel. So this is cost saving and also is our participation in the environment. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions, so I'm done.
Thank you, Kamal, for this extensive explanation that I wouldn't have been able to give. So, as summarized by Mr. Kamal, the just-in-time has really helped optimize the port call management in our port. In digital corridors, the Tanger PCS as a digital corridor platform in the maritime industry, serving as a central hub for facilitating efficient and streamlined operations along the maritime corridors. We have a centralized communication hub, standardized data exchange in the digital corridor, real-time visibility and monitoring, and data analysis and performance optimizations. Tangermed is boosting digital corridors with the port of Algeciras and the port of Rotterdam. We have two projects with them. With the port of Algeciras, we have our clients request that they have no visibility for the delays and inspections at customs in the port of Algeciras and vice versa. When they are at Algeciras, they don't have this visibility at Tangermed. So we are doing exchanges project with the Algeciras to exchange this information to share with the final client, so he has the full visibility on the corridor. We already have the traceability, but we want to go also to the cargo control operations. With the Rotterdam, our project with Rotterdam for the transit of shipments between TMPA and Port of Rotterdam to be shorter than delivery time for the original documents. So the merchandise arrives, but the documentation process is still not finished. So the merchandise has to wait for the documentation process to be handled. So we have logistics providers incur additional costs to hold the goods at the Port of Rotterdam. And we have the exported goods which are delayed. So the solution is we are exploring with them the feasibility of digitalizing the bill of lading for shipments between Tangermed and the Port of Rotterdam in order to fix this issue. We also are working on data-driven predictive models to enhance the port call optimization and terminal efficiency. We have a pilot AI-based predictive model to improve decision-making process for optimizing port calls and enhancing terminal efficiency for RoPax, container, and Ro-Ro traffic. The prediction model for vessel arrival and departure to have a better recalculated ETA and ETD, and the prediction model for assessing congestion for vessel services for pilotage, towage, and anchorage. So based on history data and the model learning, we want to optimize these two. We are working on optimizing these two aspects, which will help leverage data for the project success. For the prediction models, they choose historical data, digital twin technology, and the data-driven decision making. Now we're gonna talk about another aspect that we are also investing in, which is the blockchain technology that is aimed at handling the challenges in the port cargo delivery at Tangermed. The main challenges are the security risks, the inefficiencies in operations, and the regulatory compliance. Now blockchain is like some technology that everybody knows about. We don't need to explain it. Everybody knows it. And we have benchmarked many projects already in Antwerp, in Rotterdam. So we have the basic fundamentals. You have the smart contract aspect and the potential benefits that you can get from the blockchain technology in increased transparency, enhanced security, reduced fraud, streamline the transactions. So the benefits, we all know them. The pilots projects are there. So we also invested and we have a project that is really going on, advanced in implementation. So the applications of port or blockchain and port security can really help with the supply chain traceability because we have the immutable records and the really digitalize the access control and authorization really that you need each time to re-verify in the bill of lading, handling and transfer and the release orders and the bon livraison container, the release order per container also. So this can really be secured and enforced via blockchain technology. You have also have the whole supply chain traceability, which can be feasible using this kind of technology. In TangerMed, the blockchain main application is mainly for tokenizing the titles of ownership. We have many titles of ownership in maritime logistics. We have the bill of lading, we have the release order, we have the release order per container or per transport units in the RoRo case. We also want to use it in order to decentralize business rules. We have our own, the customs has its business rules, the terminal has business rules in order to release the cargo, the port has these business rules, there is payment also conditions, and it's in different systems. We want to bring all these business rules into one system, and this will allow us to optimize these business rules, automate them, via events that we can get from the external world. So this is one of our main aims using blockchain technology. And once we centralize this distributed business rules, we will be able to have a controlled automation of them via the consensus management of the business contracts in the platform. So whenever we put these rules in the platform, there is a management system that allows nobody can change them unless the stakeholders agree and sign these upgrades in the platform. And once they are there, they are controlled, nobody can change them. Oops, sorry, yeah, it worked. Just gonna make sure I didn't skip slide. Yeah. So the result of this is that we want to mainly, with all the digitalization, to optimize the operational times and to reduce the operational costs, speed and cost. The actual use case that we have is the tokenization of the release order, and once it's the creation of the release order, the transfer of it, the change of hand of it, because there is change of hand. So the freight forwarder needs the release order in order to do the customs operation. We want to tokenize this release order to do all these operations in the blockchain, and also to expand it into release order per transport unit. So then from the freight forwarder, he can start the process with TangerMed to pick up the merchandise, and then he can distribute this pickup right per unit to the transporter, which can specify the driver, the transport mode, to give it to another transporter if he can't do it and the client agrees. And all this information is shared in real time, it's secured. We use the certificate authority in Morocco for our use case in order to sign each transaction with the private key, which with the client own wallet, so we don't have it, but we can prove that he made the transaction. So there is no denial of transaction. Instant transfer of documents. In our case, he gets the bill of lading, he has to go to Tanger, gets the release order, come back here to the terminal, give him, take all the different release order per unit, and then go to transporters, give to each transporter. Transporter has to give it to the driver. All this is fuel, is time, less security. Once it's tokenized, it's done on the system. It's on the platform. We have mechanisms to secure the data that only the terminal and the liner and the TangerMed can see this data. Other terminals won't see data of other terminal, because blockchain technology allows this now with channels. And it's fast like that and very secure. And we also work to add the payment gateway. So instead of doing 3 operations, I have to show it to you, you have to pay, I have to approve. Then you can just create it condition by payment. You find it, you go, you say, I want to pay. We integrated the bank with us. So automatically we communicate with the bank, the payment is made and the transaction is written back and the token is validated. So each stakeholder does his work once and that's it. We really think it will really revolutionize and optimize the time saving, cost saving, and also the environment protection. Here we just explain the different steps. Okay, so I should not go further much. So the release order is created, it's saved in the blockchain, the payment order is made, the bank executes the payment, the pickup right is created because we have éclatement of the release order into the container release orders, which we call certified pickups per unit. Then it's affected to a transporter, controlled at the terminal gate, and burned at the exit of TangerNet. And all this is done via the blockchain platform. So we have our own PCS, terminals have their TOS, the transporters have their transport management system, and all they can talk to the blockchain. And the blockchain has all the access management in it, so it's independent of the systems above it. So it doesn't depend on the systems above it. It can function alone. It's independent. We have benchmarked. We saw some hybrid systems. We wanted to use purely blockchain system with no hybrid modes. So we use all the components. So when a client is registered in our PCS, he registers in the blockchain, and from there, everything is managed in the blockchain. So it's independent system. And here is a use case of a terminal that at each step, we talk to the blockchain. At the creation, the transfer, the payment, the control at the entry, the control at the exit, the transfer of the certificate pickup right between transporters. And this is a big project that we have actually. So that's it. These were the technological aspects that we are working on at TangerMed actually. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them.
Thank you very much. I didn't know, but yeah, tomorrow we have an update from a few members on the secure container release. So I might have a chat with you, maybe to have an extra discussion in that topic. No, thank you very much. I think it was a wonderful presentation. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the just-in-time that you applied, I think that was on the recommendations of the IT PCO. I think what is the International Task Force on Port Call Optimization. So they have some extensive recommendations and then also a practical implementation. I think we discussed, I think it's based on the DCSA standards. I think the implementation of these international standards bring you benefits. So that's also what we are promoting as an association. So thank you very much to highlight that. Are there any questions from the audience? Is this working?
First question regarding the blockchains. Are you using a public-private or permission blockchain network? That's my first question. And the other thing is something that is always worrying me is how you going to manage the enrollment process of the users in the blockchain?
So
maybe if I can ask, if you put
repeat maybe the question and the people online.
Yeah.
Daniel will also put the question in the chat. But
Got it.
yeah, okay, thanks.
So the question is, are we using a public or private permission or permissionless blockchain? And how do we how do we manage enrollment? So we are using a private permissioned blockchain, Hyperledger Fabric, because we didn't talk about the technical details. We assume everybody knows them. Because we need a permission management and it's a private one, so not anyone can join. You have to be part of the Porsche community system in order to join. And for the enrollment, we have developed an online access and identity management module in our PCS. So in order to register into the Porsche community system, you go to the platform, you register the company and the representative of the company with all the documentation. It falls into our back office, validated. Profile is then transferred to the profile manager. If it's import-export, it's the import-export director. If it's maritime, then it's the harbor master. Once the profile is validated and the service is approved by the services managers, then you get the service and you can then, if you have requested the bill of lading management service, then you have the option to you have the service. The representative of the organization can upload his wallet public key. We can approve his public key, and then we talk with the blockchain to create the records that says this user with this company has the right to do the create or the transfer or the holder or the change holder mechanism or other mechanisms. This is how we manage it. So our PCS online access and identity management platform, once the representative of an organization has the right, has that service, then he can upload his private key and it's automatically pushed into the blockchain.
Do you keep one of the words that do you keep the private key of the user on your behalf?
No.
So what happens?
You don't have it.
The typical problem when a user loses user password, then what happens in the typical problem if they lose the private key or the private network?
Yes. So we have the we save his public key. We can prove that all the transactions he signed with his private key are his, because he signed with the private key that he got from a certificate authority. And then when he loses it, he declares it to the certificate authority. He brings another key and he uploads his new key. So we can sign new transaction with his new private key. We update the identity. We add the new public key, so we know his second identity. And we no more accept transactions signed with the old key. So it's like deactivated. It's the standard mechanism that we have with certificate authorities.
Any more questions?
Thank you for the very interesting insight you gave us. I was wondering how you leave the possibility to truck drivers to participate. So you offer an app
Exactly.
the way they have to.
So the question was how you will leave the fence for the truck drivers to participate. Yes. So actually the solution, our clients, not the clients, like the terminal clients, the participants of the solution, we have Tanger, the rural terminal, we have the container terminal, and we have other terminals outside of Tanger also, which have joined this project. So depending on the terminal, some will say, okay, I don't want to go to the driver detail. Some will say, no, I will also want the driver to be specified in the transaction. Some will say, okay, I just want the truck and the transport unit to verify it. And some will say, no, I will go to the driver. We have this case. In our PCS, it's designed to, once an organization is registered in the platform, be it exporter, importer, transitor, freight forwarder, whatever, this organization, other members of the organization can register as users alone, and then the representative of the organization can invite them to work with him for some services, and then they can operate, they are users for that company. Once they are users, they have an account on the PCS, and any transaction that is created where their identifier is there, they can see them in the mobile app, and he can see all the tokens he has. This is one mechanism that we can verify at the terminal entrance. He can show the barcode. He can show his identity. Why? Because the transactions, when it's stored for that identity. We have a national person identifier, like a national card per person, as you have in Germany, I suppose. Okay, like a driver license. And so we can, if he can prove he's that person by any mechanism, then he's eligible. So we have the transaction in the blockchain that says this ID number with this truck, with this for this container, has a pickup right for this container. He shows up with the driver. I verify the driver is the right one. I verify the transport is the correct one, and I can let him go. I can do it manually via an agent. I can do it via automatically via like a badge scanner that and the hand footprint and the OCR that can give me this information. I just need to verify you are you, and you bring the right equipment.
We also have a question from Redbox, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. The question is from the example of reports for blockchain usage to be successful. All parties should have access to the digital system. What's the percentage of the transporters having transport management system versus those who don't have digital system? Point of failure, how about activities manual transporters manage?
Can you?
Yeah.
I can't read it here. Can I read it here?
For blockchain usage to be successful, all parties should have access to digital. What's the percentage of transporters having transport management system versus those who do not have digital systems? That is a point of failure. How about the activities management for manual transporters?
Yeah, here is the question, so we'll answer each one. It's easier. So how to use private permission?
No, we don't seem to see the question in the chat. This one was
Okay, so okay, what question of okay, so yeah, but can you, yeah. So actually in our configuration, it's a private blockchain that has all the transactions, and that can communicate with other systems above it. It's independent. It gets configured the user rights. Any transaction is pushed by our PCS, by the TOS system also, that talks directly to the blockchain, but with control mechanisms. Each time the blockchain re-verifies the transaction. So if the PCS tells it, this guy creates a release order or transfers it, we recheck that he has the right to do it. We verify that the transaction is signed by his private key. So we do all the controls in the blockchain. Not all the users have need to have a system, because the transporters, they can use the PCS, they have an account, and they can use the PCS to request the transfer to another transporter to specify the details of the transport and the driver. So transporters do not need to have a system. If they have, we can provide them with an API that we will push to the blockchain. With big associations, we can give them direct low-based drivers to the blockchain. It depends. So final users no need to have a system. They work to the PCS, but our PCS, the terminal operation systems of the different terminal container operators, the big transport associations, these guys will have a copy of the ledger, will participate in the validation of the transactions, because they will have the nodes that validate the transactions. Otherwise, they will refute them, because we don't have only a copy of the ledger. So it's a consortium. Tanger, terminal operators, transport associations, big liners, they can have a copy of the ledger. Other final clients, they're final users. They can go through our PCS or through their TOS, and this is how it works. So I think this answers that question. If you go to the other one, I think I don't need to answer the other one. What's the percentage of transpersons who has the system? Because we found a solution to that. How are the activities manual transporters managed? I think we already answered that. So I think it answers all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Any more questions? Yeah, if not, then okay, I will thank you very much.